Hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome. Oh hi, Joe, how you doing back there? Pete, oh I see you back there. Hey, how's everybody doing? Troy, hey everybody. Joey, hey. Being like romper room now. I see everybody. I see Sammy. I see Jace. I see all you guys. I see Petey. I see. What the heck am I doing? Romper Stomper. Hey guys. Hey, I'm watching. I'm watching the 1987 movie. 1987 movie. Blind Date. Wow, with Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. Basinger, the girl who married, what's his name, and bought an island, and then it went bankrupt, and he dug her out of the hole, and I don't know, are they still married? I don't know. Wow. Yeah, welcome to Thursday Throwback Theatre. Joe buddy, old Roger D. Hey, on Channel Donstar. And I decided to watch this today. I just finished watching the entire series of Moonlighting. I just finished watching the 5th season, the final season. But the last month and now this month, I've been mainlining 2 episodes a day. Just about a day or a night, depending on when I watched them, when I worked, when I had time to watch them. But it was usually 2 episodes a day. And I love that show, man. Gosh, Fox owns it, and I don't know if there's copyright reasons because of all the music. They used lots of music. I know we're talking about Blind Date, but I'm bringing up Moonlighting. I'm talking about Moonlighting here. Why that's not available anywhere. It came out on DVD back in the 2005, 2006, I believe, all the seasons, and they're all out of print now. They're all going for high prices. I don't have any of them. I had a friend that allowed me to get the copies. Now that's all I'll say, of all the seasons, a nice rip of all the DVDs, and that's what I've been watching, and they've been good quality, but nowhere near as high def as it should, and I can see them really cleaning up that show. It was all shot on film, so I'm sure a nice 1080p would be nice and crisp for that show, Moonlighting. Which was Bruce Willis's start, and right around season 3, during the break between, I believe, season 3 and 4, he went off and did Die Hard and some other movies, and one of them was Blind Date, which I believe was 87. So I'm thinking that might have been done. I think this movie was done between season 4 and 5 of Moonlighting. And I'm not going to go into Moonlighting that much, although I love it. It is the very first self-aware television show I've ever come across, and it is so well done. Even the final episode, the very final episode, spoilers, they're in the middle of a case, and they go back to the office, and they realize everybody's taken the furniture away. And the outside window, the windowscape of like the city skyline is being pulled apart, pulled sideways, and there's like nothing. It's all a set. Everything is a set. And there's an executive from ABC there saying, "Oh, you didn't get the notice? Oh, you've been canceled." And that's how the show ends. They break out into the studio, and they go to try to talk to some ABC executive who says, "Well, people haven't been watching ever since you guys got together, and blah blah blah, and romance works, and when that mystery, that tension is gone, the ratings go down." And then they tried to get married, and no one would marry them. And then it was pretty touching, because they sit there in the altar and they're like, "Well, at least we had good times." And then they did a montage of the show, which was really nice. And that's how the show ended. there was talk in 2013. Both of them were interviewed, and both of them, Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis, said they would definitely come back and do a movie or a TV movie reunion. I don't know, a reunion, but they'd come back and do a Moonlighting thing if the original creator, blah blah Carone, I can't think of his name, Carone's the last name, would come back and do it, write and direct and do it. So we'll see. That was only a couple of years ago. So anyway, so I got the inkling to watch 5 minutes in, and I'm talking about Moonlighting. I haven't even been talking about this. So I got the inkling to watch Blind Date, which is another real early Bruce Willis. I'm on the Bruce Willis kick now, and especially his early stuff. Die Hard I've seen so many times, and I'll probably go back and watch Die Hard again. Usually when summer comes. Even though it's a kind of a Christmas movie, I tend to watch those movies in the summertime. But this one and Hudson Hawk and some other movies he did. But Blind Date, I remember seeing this. I went to the theater and saw this. I'm pissed. I'm kind of pissed that the teaser trailer for this movie, this is a Blake Edwards movie, which I can go into a whole nother road about Blake Edwards movies that I loved. I loved the Pink Panther, Peter Sellers films, and all his farces he did, Skin Deep, and Victor Victoria, and S.O.B., and gosh, there were so many great farces he did, along with another tangent, another road I can go down is all the composers I kind of grew up listening to, and Henry Mancini was one of the greatest. And I was so pleased when the credits came up. It's like, oh, Henry Mancini did the score for this too. Yeah, so I'm on a Bruce Willis kick, and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch Blind Date. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I have the Blu-ray. I never watched it on the Blu-ray. I just bought it when it came out because I remembered. I had it on VHS. I don't think it was ever... I'm putting the feet thing up. I don't think it was ever on Laserdisc, or I don't think I even had it on DVD. I just kind of remember it from the VHS days, and it was one of my favorite 80s movies, which is another road I can go down, and I might do once I'm done with my defending videos, and just talk about my favorite 80s movies from the 80s, obscure ones like this one or Quick Change. Although Quick Change might have been 90s. But anyway, yeah. I love the farcicalness of this movie. It starts out, I was gonna, it's like that old pizza guy from the 60s. That's an old reference. That, if you get that, maybe I'll throw a little insert in here. I was going to say the teaser. I remember going to the theater and maybe watching, I don't know, some early 80s movie, Blade Runner or something, Ghostbusters, and then seeing a teaser trailer for this movie, Blind Date, and it was a very romantic trailer. It started out very quiet and very nice, the two of them meeting and being surprised at how good looking each one was, and they're ready to go. And then there was a close-up of a champagne bottle popping open, and then it went to the nuclear bomb. And that was the teaser. And you can't find that teaser anywhere. It's probably on a VHS tape somewhere, but it's not on YouTube. I looked all over the internet just for that teaser trailer, because I wanted to use it in this video, and it's not available anywhere. There are these other little, Walter so-and-so had a wild date when she started drinking, and Kim Basinger, and John Larroquette, and But that original teaser trailer, I remember seeing it and seeing that's not knowing what it was, but then after seeing the movie at the theater going, that was pretty genius. That here's this blind date romantic couple getting together, and the minute the champagne pops, there's a nuclear bomb because she just the storyline is like, his friend John Larroquette, his brother John Larroquette says, I'm going to fix you up with this girl, and just be careful because when she drinks, she gets crazy. She gets wild. Look out. And of course, you're taking that one way, but no, it's a whole nother way. And no, it wasn't John Larroquette as his brother. It was the guy. I'm going to put his name down there, but it's the guy from SNL, the one whose wife killed him, sadly. Gosh, what a waste there. Such a funny actor, such a funny comedian. He plays Bruce Willis's brother and sets him up on this date. And John Larroquette's character is Kim Basinger's old boyfriend who's nuts and follows him throughout the movie and brings turmoil. But wow, I'm talking 11 minutes, 12 minutes, and I'm in the middle of the movie. I didn't even get to the end. So anyway, I'm watching Blind Date, and I'll talk more when the movie is over. And yeah, so there we go. All right. Old Roger D, Channel Donstar, Thursday Throwback Theatre, watching 1987's Blind Date with Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. All right, bye. And you could, wow. Blurred. Am I still blurred? Oh, man. And of course, as with most 80s romantic comedies, the movie ends with the couple kissing and fading out. Yeah. I would have to say right off the bat, this is definitely one of Bruce Willis's steps to stardom. Not necessarily in a romantic lead, because he became the great action star that we know him as, but it was just, it's still just watching it is still just great. Wow, this movie really brought me back. 87. I'm not even going to say where I was, because I was somewhere where I thought I was happy, and within a year or two it really got very bad and very horrible. But we're talking movies here. Yeah, this is a this is a 80s movie I love. This is one of those, and like I said in the first part, I am definitely going to talk about the movies of the 80s, possibly the obscure movies, because, everybody always talks about the main ones, Ghostbusters and this and that. But the obscure movies that I really enjoy, that I had in my VHS collection, that I'm now revisiting. There's not a lot of them on Blu-ray, sadly, but they are on DVD, fortunately. Yeah, Blind Date, frickin' great movie. Starts out very tame, romantically, gets very wacky, very, very crazily wacky, and then kind of goes into a third act that is kind of stereotypical, of but differently done because Willis is, hiding most of the time until the wedding at the end. And then, of course, there's the reconciliation. Yeah. Some things that I've noticed. I kind of made some notes, but there's quite a few things that I noticed, and that's the reason I'm watching these. Is Kim Basinger, man, at the end when she's in the wedding veil and everything, man, I shook my head and blinked my eyes. I was like, is that Mila Jovovich? She really looks like Mila Jovovich for the time. They could have played sisters. The music that is played during the wedding scene near the end, the setup, and then a small portion later, apart from the wedding theme, is very, very old school Laurel and Hardy, Hal Roach like, which makes me think that maybe Henry Mancini went back and got a score from those old 20s silent films and recomposed it and threw it in there. It's very, very reminiscent of those older Laurel and Hardy movies when things were going well. The ending before the farce, after the police station stuff, after the courtroom stuff, is so farcical, is so Blake Edwards, which I love. The whole coming out of the bedroom, going onto the balcony, and back and forth, and Bruce sneaking in, locking the doors, and the mistaken, not identities, but knocking on the door, I gotta get in, oh, you're trying this, and sneaking into different bedrooms, and then sneaking into the parents' bedrooms, would have golf balls, and Bruce stepping in and slipping and flying in the air and banging or kicking the golf ball, and Bruce is clearly under the bed, and the golf ball goes under the bed, and you hear him going, oh, and the great character actor, I can't think of his name, but the husband's, are you okay, Agnes? And she's like, what? And he's like, what? And they do that at the wedding when he's kind of falling asleep, and Basinger's heel falls off her shoe, and she just tosses it, and it hits him in the head, and he's like, are you okay, Agnes? Little goofy little comedy tropes like that you would kind of see in old soundies or old silent films. The Doberman that's in the yard, that's chasing Bruce Willis around, that's chasing everybody. Rambo, they call him Rambo, and he's always barking. And there's a scene at the end with the wedding where he's up there and he's like, you got to do this and you got to do this, and somebody kill that dog, and not like 5 seconds later, as the dialogue's going, you kind of hear very small. You hear a gunshot, and you hear the meow. Somebody shot the dog, and the the waiter. I was going to say the waiter, but he's the butler, I guess, of the parents, Basinger's parents' house at the end, is played by the very same actor. I can't think of the name, but the very same actor that always plays the waiter in the Blake Edwards films. A lot, if not all, of the Pink Panther movies and The Party and Victor Victoria and all those other movies. He's always the waiter that's getting in the way or dealing with the situation that's going on. He's in this movie. Let me look. I'm glancing at my notes here. Phil Hartman. That was the name I couldn't think of in the first half. Phil Hartman plays Bruce Willis's brother in this movie. And gosh, again, he's another talent that through unforeseen circumstances and wrong circumstances left us way too soon. He was so funny on SNL. He was so funny in movies, and sadly, through some personal businesses, he was murdered, and that really was a shame. I think I covered most of what I wanted to say. Other than, I definitely want to talk about 80s comedies and 80s movies in the future. Maybe to do a special video just on them. Because there are so many. As I was getting up to do some things, they were popping. I was like, oh, there's that one, and there's that one, and then there's that one. And I might watch them on a Thursday Throwback Theatre. But that was an era in my mind, in my time. My time. I'm an old guy. That I was a young. I was going to say young stud. I was a young guy, but I watched so many great movies. And the movies that are talked about more frequently now of the 80s are the horror films and the cult films and the classic films. But there are so many other little movies like Blind Date that have come out and nobody talks about them. And I really do want to talk about them and try to show my viewers an appreciation to them, and that they should be watched again, or at least given a chance. And when watched, given that, put your brain in that timeline, because things were so much different back then. Things were so much more innocent. The music styles, the look, the dress, the car styles, the music again. It was all another place. But when they were premiered, when they were at the theaters, they were of that time. They were the popular music style, dress, comedy style of that time. And I think there's a lot of that forgotten and put to the wayside in honor of the cult films, the remembered films, the horror films. So that'll be coming in the future. But anyway, to wrap this up, I had a great time with this. Bruce Willis is a star. This is one of his second or third steps up the ladder of stardom, and should be seen, especially if you're a Bruce Willis fan. You know, the Moonlighting, and then Die Hard, and this, and there are a few others that really solidified him as, here's a new upcoming Hollywood star, and he is still a star today. And all those other people that were with him are down below, and you know, well, he's a star. So, so anyway, it's old Roger D on Channel Donstar. It's a Friday afternoon, and I thought I'd do a Thursday Throwback Theatre for next week, and I hope you next week. That's today, Thursday. May something is what it is. So Mother's Day is coming up. Get your mom a present. Buy her some flowers. Get out there and do something for mom special. Take her out to dinner. Show her you love her. Give her a kiss on the cheek or the forehead. Whatever. She brought you up in this world, damn it, and show thanks to your mom. Anyway, it's all Roger D from Channel Donstar, Thursday Throwback Theatre, talking about Blind Date, Bruce Willis, Kim Basinger, Phil Hartman, John Larroquette. Great stuff, great stuff. Blake Edwards directed, Henry Mancini composing. And we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.